Hello guys, I'm gonna do a quick live. I'm imaging with my uh, Celestron SCT. Hello James. I'm doing the live between my imaging. I don't know how long it will be, but I'll do a short session, if not too much. It's been very long since I last imaged with the SCT. I'm finally giving it some try on the Pacman nebula. I had issues with guiding, but I talked to a friend of mine and I realized he told me to recalibrate because the way I mounted the guide scope on the tube is upside down, so maybe that messed everything up. And I had to recalibrate, and now it's working fine. Because before it was all over the place, the guiding. We're getting this really cool close up of the Pacman. I'm using the f6.3 reducer, the SCT. I'm using 60-second subs and 350 gain. The parsecs. I don't know yet. I maybe set up my ZWO camera maybe on the roof, like I did last year. Last year wasn't so good. The parsecs, I set up the camera all night and I barely got any parsecs. But maybe this year will be different. And but this year is a full moon. It's different. So last year I believe it was a new moon. It was the opposite. Yeah, it was half moon or less. I forgot, but it was barely any moon out last year. But it was disappointing, to be honest, from Malta here, at least. It was disappointing. And it's not just my word. I had a friend of mine who told me as well. He told me how, compared to usual, it was very disappointing. Maybe it's just from Malta that it wasn't visible too much. I'm just gonna check what date I have at the moment. I know it's really early on. I don't have a lot of data yet. All right, not bad for 40 minutes. It's not bad. I have some bending here. but it can be removed with cell. I think I should have used a slightly longer exposure if I'm honest. Maybe I should have used 2 minutes, but I really didn't want for anything to go wrong and I went with 1 minute. I've seen like two meteorites yesterday while I was imaging at night from the near the Ursa Major constellation. But I'm not out all night. Usually I just go out every like 1 hour or so, and I just happened to see those when I went out. Riding is very decent. 0.4 RMS error. Okay. I have collimated my category before I started. Just as you can see, it's a pretty sharp image, but on the outer edges, it's distorted because I'm using the reducer. I don't know why they advertise this reducer a corrector because it's not. It doesn't correct the the distortions. Yes, I'm using a narrowband, the SV220 from SV and like I say in my lives, not lives, sorry, in my videos, I always use this trick while I'm doing, while I go to bed. Um, I just, I'm gonna stop it now, but usually I press start every 10 minutes. I leave the cursor on the save button and it keeps pressing save. And what you get is a full list of stacks here, but at the end of the night, I just drag and delete the bad ones that I don't want. Well, actually, I'm gonna delete these. I only keep like a few frames, like to compare, and the end one. I don't save the other ones. I don't need them. But I like to save every 10 minutes or so because bad things will happen and start like the terrain goes bonkers sometimes and messes you up. But it's a pretty good idea to save every once in a while and not leave it like every hour or 2 hours because yes, I'm I'm not really fond of this method, like leaving the rig outside. I only leave it outside on the summer. During the winter, I don't leave it outside. Because once I did it, I left it outside, and by coincidence, I woke up in the middle of the night. I went outside, and it was all like about ready to rain. From that day onwards, I stopped leaving the rig outside in the winter. It's not worth it to capture some data and ruin your gear. Like if this would happen, I would ruin like 2,000 euros gear here. It's not worth it. Yeah, yeah, it's very risky. Like if you see Astro Biscuit videos, like he did when Stormbearer arrived, it he left the tack outside and it ruined it for him. Like it dented the refractor he had, the Takahashi one. But Astro Biscuit lives in the UK, so it's different than here. But still, I don't trust the weather because like uh, if they tell you it's going to be clear skies, sometimes it's wrong. It's like you go to sleep and it clouds up. And even the apps like the clear outside apps and the other apps of the weather are wrong many times. They tell you it's gonna be clear. Like in Malta, I'm not complaining because it's clear many times. But in other countries, it messes you up. As you can see, I have pretty round stars in the center, so I'm pretty happy about that. As you can see, the guiding jumps up a bit when it's dithering. Sometimes it jumps more. Depends on the movement, I guess. Not always the same. Yes, yes, they also say different things. I downloaded many apps and I don't rely on them anymore. But the best one I found is the First Light Optics app, the Clear Outside. But sometimes it's wrong. But from the others, it's the best one I found. And there is another one, Zoom Earth. I believe it is. It shows you the satellite image of the Earth, and that is pretty accurate too. But that one shows you the movement of the clouds and stuff like that, so you know when to expect clouds. Nice, nice. I was actually today I was going for the Ghost of Cassiopeia. Even in the video I was recording to post on my channel. I actually in the beginning I thought I was going to image the Ghost of Cassiopeia, but when I went on it on with the SCT, it was very dim and then the orientation of the camera was all wrong and I didn't feel like adjusting the camera and messing with the stuff, but I think I will shoot the Ghost of Cassiopeia with my SG48P. I don't think I will use the SCT because it's a pretty tight target to image. It's pretty zoomed in with the SCT, so I think it's better left for refractor. Yes, yes. Yes, the star is very bright, of course, the Ghost of Cassiopeia. I imaged it already. I have an image of it, but it was from my Virtuoso last year. And the star, as you say, was blown out. I had to fix it on the Star Spikes Pro app, which I know a lot of people don't like that app, but I happen to do. It helps me keep the star spikes in order, especially with the Dobsonian since it has field rotation issues. There is no wind at the moment. It's zero point 0.4 RMS error. Pretty good for this magnification. It's good. Yes, it's the same. It's the same as the Horsehead Nebula. The Alnitak star is really, really bright. Sometimes it gives you issues. The Alnitak star as well. Like it completely obliterates your image since it's a pretty bright star. Before I had the guide scope. Yes, yes, Andromeda. If you shoot too high of a gain or something like that, yes, you will blow the core of Andromeda. I was saying my Cassegrain. Before I had the guide scope mounted at the top, but on the Star Adventure GTI mount. So if someone's buying it and is watching this video, it won't balance with the guide scope at the top and the camera at the rear, obviously. So I had to modify the tube. I had to drill some holes and mount the guide scope underneath. It's actually upside down at the moment, but it works like a charm this way. It balances like it's tracking really good. Balances in both axes, and I'm pretty happy about it. No, it's not needed. Like you can image without a guide scope. I did imaged for a long time without it, but what it when it helps you a lot because the mount will track better with it. It won't drift as much. Okay, being an equatorial mount, it won't drift as much, but it will. You will be able to do longer exposures, especially if the telescope is slow, like this one. It's f6.3 at the moment. It's not the fastest tube. If you would use short exposures, you will have issues. So like this, I can use a longer exposure. And to be honest, I'm using 1 minute, but I could have went for 3 minutes and it would have been fine. But since I'm a coward, I went for 1 minute. It would, I know for a fact that it would hold at least 2 minutes would, because even with my refractor, it holds 5 minutes, like a charm. But then you have what I don't like about super long exposures is that if you are exposing a sub and the cloud comes in the way, you lose like 5 minutes. Then it's gone. If you do a bit shorter exposures, you lose 2 minutes, not 5 minutes. And there is not much difference between 2 minutes and 5 minutes. Like there is difference, but it's very minimal. Only the people who pixel peep will be able to tell the difference. Like who zoom in on the image. It's tricky. It's better. I would recommend go to. I wouldn't recommend getting a mount without a go to because Star Tracker, yes, is good for the Milky Way and wider field of views. It's good without a go to, but for deep sky stuff, you need the go to. It's nice to have because you will struggle finding targets without go to, especially when they are really dim, like like these stuff like emission nebulae, and there are some of them that are really dim, and you will struggle to find them. Okay, there is plate solving, but a go-to is always nice to have. Like for example, there is the Star Adventurer 2i and the Star Adventurer GTI. There's not much price difference between them, and it's not really worth it to go for the 2i. It's much better to go for the GTI and have the go-to. It's like only 200 difference maybe, and the mount is much beefier as well compared to the other one. They have the same payload, yes, but the 2i is much lighter mount, I find. It's only for cameras. What I love about the GTI is how light it is. Like I can carry the mount with the telescope and everything on with one hand. That's how light it is. But guide scope is not needed, no, so much. It's nice to have. Like I did like 1.5 years without a guide scope. I actually had it for about 1 year. but I wasn't using the settings correctly, and I wasn't getting good results with it. Actually, for some stuff, it's better to use short exposures than long exposures. Like for lucky imaging, for the sharpest galaxy shots, most people use short exposures, but obviously they stack thousands and thousands of them to get a good result. That's nice. I only attempted Neptune once last year. I've used it was pretty difficult to find it because the field of view was very small and it appeared like a star actually when I saw it on the screen. I could see it a bit blue, but in the eyepiece first. So I said to myself, "No, that's it. It's not true." But I used the ZW178MC, and I think it was 5 times Barlow that I used because it was that small on the screen. But 3 times Barlow should do as well, even 2 times. But Neptune is very very small on the screen. I'm getting some bending tonight. I should have used the longer exposure. I think. I think. Yes, with the Canon camera, you definitely have to use strong Barlow because it is very, very small. I'm gonna get something to drink. Thank you. The bending is really pissing me off. You can see the bending. I should have went like 1 minute and a half exposure or something like that. Because bending usually, when you say bending, it means that you should have went either with higher gain or higher exposure. That's cool. You can see them from the bedroom. I know I cannot see any planets where I sleep. In my dreams I see them only. Yep, that's true. The moon is very nice today. When I went out to eat something actually earlier, and I saw the moon rising, and it was like orange. You know what? When it's very low on the horizon, and I told my father, "He goes, look, wow, it's beautiful coming up. Like you can see it on, be very big. Because when it's low, it looks very big, the moon, compared to when it is the sky." Jeez, moon. It looks that way. I think I should move the mount a bit because, as you can see, it cut off a bit from the top because of dithering, and it would be wise if I move the mount a little. I'm gonna wait for this exposure and move it a bit because I don't wanna cut off too much here. All right, I'm gonna pause guiding for a minute. So I have to move the mount down, as I can see it, moved a bit up. Oops, wrong way. I'm gonna check if it's the lines. Yep, perfect. I can continue. I'm actually gonna increase the gain a little bit because maybe it will remove some of the bending that I have. I'm gonna restart guiding because when you move the mount, you have to restart guiding. And press resume. Yeah, you can actually see Saturn here. It's way up the sky at the moment, actually. Last time I tried it, actually, I have a result, but it's on my other laptop, not this one. It was a pretty mediocre result, to be honest. Like, it was good, but compared to my other shots, it wasn't worth posting. Really? There's no dew here at the moment. I didn't set up the dew heater as well, because I figured it's not gonna dew with all this heat. It's getting clearer and clearer. As you can see, the SCT captures striking details inside the nebula, while when I tried it from my smaller Evo guide, it wasn't this detailed. That's why I like close-up shots. Close-up shots really show you incredible details inside the nebula or galaxy. As you can see, there's this piece of dust here that really is not particularly visible with smaller telescopes. That's where big telescopes, not, I mean, it's not a big telescope I have, but it's bigger than my refractors. Bigger apertures, that's where they shine. They will resolve what other telescopes won't. And I hope in the future I will get a bigger telescope. Even a 10-inch would be awesome to have. But I need a bigger mount as well. It's not just the telescope. This hobby is a money pit. It never stops. So we are 70 minutes in at the moment, 70 minutes of exposures, 60 seconds worth each one. and still guiding well. 0.4 RMS error, as you can see, which is really good for a Cassegrain. I'm trying to maybe get enough exposure for a whole night on this one. I will also post a video to my channel of this, like processing it and stuff. If you have just joined, I would appreciate if you click the thumbs up button, please, and subscribe. It really helps me boost my content to other people. I really need a good reach at the moment because my reach has dropped a bit these last few months. So I need the highest reach I can get. So it would help me a lot if you would at least even thumbs up the video. It would be enough. We're gonna check what the whole stack looks like at the moment. Because I need to check, 'cause I can see some bending. I need to check if it's a problem or not. If it's minimal, okay, I can correct it with Cyril, but if it's very excessive, it'll be an issue. And there is some bending here, but this is bad. Yeah, it goes away easily, so we're in the clear. This is the outer stretch. It's pretty aggressively stretched. Normally, the image is not stretched like this. There's a rejected sub. You see, sometimes when dithering it goes bad, like it drops for some reason. This happens. Then it picks up, and that will cause a sub to be rejected because the stars will trail, as you can see here. Unfortunately, we lost sub exposure. So that's another thing that I don't like. But actually, we lost another one, another sub. That's another thing I don't like about long exposures, because if you reject a sub, for some reason it trails. I think because of the wind, if you reject a sub, it will be a big loss when it's a long shot, like 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Oh no, I lost another sub. Something is going wrong here. I have to keep an eye on this and see what is going wrong and what isn't. Yeah, Snapchat is really hard. I know I tried it last year. It literally looks like a star in the eyepiece. You will easily mistake it for a star. The ring, for some reason, it's stopped working good now. I'm rejecting loads of frames. I don't know why. The ring is going bonkers. I'm tempted. to put this at 7, but I don't want to include star trail subs on this stack. So oh gee, this another trade sub. My God, slightest breeze, and the whole sub goes to waste. What a pain. This is why I don't like big big bigger telescopes have their advantages, but they have also disadvantages. That even the slightest bit of breeze they move, and you're messed up. As you can see, it jumped a bit here, and that's it. The whole sub goes to waste. The moon washes out the sky. It's almost if it is noon at the moment with the light there is. I think I'm gonna stop the live here because I need to go to sleep because I'm feeling hammered. I didn't sleep much last night and I need to sleep a bit this night. because I will otherwise I will ruin Sunday by sleeping all day if I don't. Thank you. I'm leaving. Yes, I will see you in my next videos and maybe another live. I don't know when. Thank you all for joining.